LDS.com Podcasts.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast looking at cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from industry leaders and experts. Today we're looking at announcements from Canopy Growth Corporation, trading on the TSX as WEED and the New York Stock Exchange as CGC, Slang Worldwide Incorporated, trading on the CSE as SLNG, Lifestyle Delivery Systems Incorporated, trading on the CSE as LDS and the OTCQX as LDS.YF, and Blissco Cannabis Corporation, trading on the CSE as BLIS and the OTCQB as HSTRF. But first, with a total of 33 states so far approving medical cannabis for the first time ever, the Kentucky Legislative Panel has advanced a medical marijuana bill. The bill being forwarded in Kentucky has been a while in the making and would allow doctors to prescribe marijuana to certain medical conditions. The bills have now officially passed out of state legislative panel and still has a fair way to go yet, but this news is a step in the right direction. Now looking at Canopy Growth Corporation, who today announced that the company is to join the S&P TSX 60 index, achieving another public market first for the cannabis industry. Being added to the S&P TSX 60 index marks another major accomplishment for our company team and shareholders, said Bruce Linton, founder, chairman, and co-CEO. First traded on the TSX Venture Exchange on April 4, 2014, I can't think of a better way to celebrate our 5th-year anniversary as a publicly traded company than being added to the TSX's largest cap index. The addition of the company to the S&P TSX 60 index will be effective prior to the commencement of trading on April 18th. Next, looking at Slang Worldwide Incorporated, a global cannabis consumer packaged goods company who today announced that it's filed its financial results for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2018. The consolidated financial statements were prepared in concordance with international financial reporting standards, and all figures are stated in Canadian dollars. Slang Worldwide CEO Peter Miller said that Slang Worldwide's mission is to build a portfolio of leading cannabis consumer products and an extensive distribution network to sell our products. In 2018, we laid the foundational building blocks with Slang's acquisitions of Organobrands and Firefly, which were completed in January 2019. Today we're a different company. Slang is in a position to strengthen with a diverse portfolio of high-performing cannabis brands distributed in over 2,600 stores across 11 U.S. states, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Jamaica. We plan to leverage our brand, distribution, and partnership strengths and expect rapid growth and scale in the months to come. Next, looking at Lifestyle Delivery Systems Incorporated, who announced that its wholly owned subsidiary, CSPA Group Incorporated, entered into a memorandum of understanding with M Biotech LLC to supply a minimum of 120 liters of raw distillate per month. Pursuant to the memorandum of understanding, CSPA Group will provide M Biotech with a minimum of 120 liters of 85% THC raw distillate oil per month. The CSPA Group will be responsible for securing the biomass, testing the distillate throughout the manufacturing process until it's ready for pickup by M Biotech. The price per liter may vary in the event of fluctuations in California's biomass inventory and prices of raw material increase. This structure permits profitability in an uncertain market. Casey Fenwick, president of LDS, stated that this is a great starting point for CSPA and M Biotech. We've already started procuring biomass for this contract, and once we have established a steady supply chain, if we pave the way for several other projects, CSPA can work with M Biotech. Lastly, we look at Blissco Cannabis Corporation, a Canadian wellness cannabis brand based in BC, a licensed producer of premium dried cannabis and cannabis oil, and a licensed distributor of dried cannabis products, who announced that it signed a distribution and supply agreement with the National Cannabis Distribution. National Cannabis Distribution is a Canadian company that distributes cannabis products and cannabis accessories with an initial distribution network established in Saskatchewan. The supply agreement with Blissco contains both whole-dried flower, pre-rolled cannabis products with the option to include oils, extracts, edibles, and topicals in the future. Saskatchewan has a private wholesale and private retail cannabis distribution model, making it unique across Canadian provinces. Blissco is delighted to partner with National Cannabis Distribution as we're both aligned of the values of the premium cannabis products, compliance, and social responsibility, said Damien Kettlewell, Blissco's CEO. We're excited to make National Cannabis Distribution our partner in Saskatchewan for 2 years. Initially, we will then provide Blissco's whole-dried flower and pre-rolled cannabis products for distribution to their network of 15 stores in Saskatchewan. Later in 2019, we look forward to providing National Cannabis Distribution with Blissco's full-spectrum cannabis oil and extract products once legislation changes. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. InvestorIdeas.com podcasts are also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and TuneIn. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor of this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded that all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. Investor Ideas does not condone the use of cannabis except where permissible by law. Our site does not possess, distribute, or sell cannabis products.